We've heard a lot today about creating efficiency in the power industry, and this is awesome stuff. But there's a piece of the puzzle that we haven't really talked about so much, and that's the end consumer. With a background spanning between them several decades in the energy industry focused on complexity and optimizing complexity in energy markets, emhTrade are now looking at how they can create and share with consumers value from the whole supply chain. They've already made a first foray into this. Stu and Matthew created P2 Power, which is New Zealand's pioneering peer-to-peer energy retailer focused on solar. This has been a great experience, and they've learnt a whole heap from doing that, but their goal is not to build another electricity retailer. Not that there's anything wrong with retailers, but their goal is to build a marketplace. At Trade Me, we love a good marketplace, where other retailers, distributors and consumers can work together to optimize value for the end consumer, as well as each other. That's going to lead to better financial outcomes, better social outcomes, and better environmental outcomes. With a growing team of staff and advisors, emhTrade are on a new journey now to tap into a number of global megatrends, which we've heard a little bit about already, and use those to help solve global problems. I find that really exciting and inspiring stuff, and I can't wait to see how they're actually going to go about doing it. So without further ado, please welcome Jamie Silk.
Thanks, Martin. So that was a great intro into emh's passion. A passion about empowering people and enabling the transactive grid. A passion for better consumer outcomes that we know is shared by the many people here today who are also dedicated to powering New Zealand's future. Through the transactive grid, we tackle two big connected problems. One seen through the eyes of the consumer, the other through distributors and retailers. Problems are resolved by connecting consumers with the industry through a transactive platform. A platform that empowers people to achieve their goals. Whilst for the industry, it delivers engaged consumers and optimised demand. So as Marnie says, first to the consumer. Consumers feel frustrated. They feel hopeless. We know from many surveys that as an industry, we're not loved, despite our personal and corporate commitments. Consumers tell us they want to be in control. They want to be in control to positively impact their environment, their community, and their budgets. From dozens of layered interviews and hundreds of surveys sent out, 9 out of 10 consumers told us today they don't feel they have good choices. And it's not just words. When we started our trials, 60% of the consumers went out of their way to provide evidence to us that they actually changed behaviour. And 25% of those went on to change their retailer. So, how do we achieve this? Well, from the consumer lens, our platform is a consumer app. It's a web app and connectivity that does 3 things. It understands their personal preferences, it informs how to meet those, engagingly rewarding them for their action, and with new technology, it will help to seamlessly execute these things. Flipping to the industry's perspective. Well, the flip side of the coin of the consumer problem of disengaged consumers is disengaged consumers, they drive costs. And they create missed opportunities. We've already heard critical peaks is a key cost driver to parts of the business. Integrating new technology is a challenge and an opportunity. And in the retail business, customer churn are all driven by these costs. So, focusing on just one of these subjects, critical peaks. All people use their maximum power at the same time, cold winter nights. That drives new investment in networks, investment that is rarely used. Business models with frequent use of their assets are generally not the best business model to pursue. 50% of the Lines Company's executives and directors that we interviewed had maximum demand and or the subjects of electricity pricing roadmaps closely related on their agendas right now. And it's not surprising. If you look at the many studies from overseas, from many countries around the world, there's billions of dollars to be saved annually from deferring or indeed avoiding capex that is rising from peaks. And through hundreds of surveys and pilots and prototypes that are running around the world, double-digit consumer response and demand reductions are highly achievable. So a big attainable prize is out there. So from the industry perspective, what is our platform? Well, It's one that uses smart algorithms to create a marketplace that optimises, firstly, the distributor pricing and their capacity signals, secondly, the energy markets, and third, consumer preferences together with their capacity to change. And in so doing, the platform engages people, shifting demand to cut those peaks, to help integrate new technologies, and to reduce customer churn. So why now? Well, as Martin said, there's four megatrends redefining consumer energy today and how industry and businesses interact with consumers. The first of this is the social and sustainable economy. People want to achieve different things and they want to transact in different ways. Think Airbnb, think Uber, think peer-to-peer. The second trend is people are spending hundreds of millions of dollars on electric vehicles, on connected appliances, on solar panels, on energy storage. These will change how and when people use energy. The third trend is sensors everywhere, big data, analytics, that enable us to understand how and when people use energy, but also how it connects to the constraints in our networks and in our markets. These four come together in the fourth megatrend. The fourth megatrend is the Internet of Energy. The Internet of Energy ties up people's personal preferences, energy needs, the devices and the supply side, and so enabling our platform to understand what people want and help them achieve their goals seamlessly, and drive opportunities for system and retail efficiency. And in New Zealand, we've got a particular unique opportunity at the moment for a seismic shift in shaping how consumers adopt those new technologies. And that's the distributor pricing roadmaps. They're an opportunity to create value by engaging with people, empowering consumers to act, and then rewarding them for doing so. So where are we now at emhTrade? Well, we're starting out on scale pilots, proving Kiwi consumers engage. And we're not alone in that. So big thank you, particularly to the lines companies that are helping us co-design this industry platform, a platform to optimise the industry and engage consumers' outcomes through this two-sided market. It's also an opportunity for other leaders in retail and lines companies to influence this design. Right now on emhTrade, things are really hectic. We've got our first external customer signed up, who's brought with them 50-plus transactive consumers. We've got to gear up for the pilot. The retailer P2 is also already signing up customers. We've got 2 lines companies in detailed design, and 3 more we're at the initial stages of design. And we're also trying to figure out how to deal with international interest that's been expressed in the project and product. We've built a team that's got electricity expertise across the value chain and bringing on digital expertise as well. So the first pilot is filling up, but we also know there's always room to make it better. So, please talk to either Matt, Stu, or myself later if you want to lead in empowering people and enabling the transactive grid. Thank you.